Is the music off?
When I was a welder in the Glasgow shipyards. Music's off, Stephen.
Hello and welcome to this Monday's edition of Movie News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. Hope you had a lovely weekend. I am one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin, and our other co-host just appearing on the screen now.
Who's furiously doing things off camera.
With your hood. John C.
Walsh. The incredibly thick hoodie that will not shape.
It will just not bend, that's right.
It's like a fucking
like
strangest cape. It's got a mind of its own. It's trying to choke me as we speak.
John, just before we get into the topics that we're going to be talking about tonight, it's only 4, so Hawkeye obviously dropped, so we will be talking about that.
Stephen, it was initially supposed to be free.
Yeah, it's fine, that's okay. I mean, I couldn't really find it, and everything was Shang-Chi, John.
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
We'll talk about that when we eventually do the review for that. But
very good.
John, you've been busy on the community replies. Due to our reactions that have been out in terms of what we have to do to work around copyrights. Now, I'll let you in with this, John, because I know it's a bit of a bugbear. You're the one that's actually having to create the graphics. You're obviously stating the what's it called, the disclaimer as well in every video.
I'll tell you right now, I'm going to see the graphic I flashed up before the actual reaction. We put out the Private Devil one. We didn't have to do it with Untitled because it was just a regular trailer, motion poster. I'm going to take that graphic and I'm going to fucking cover the actual trailer with it. When we're actually stopping to talk about it, I'm going to flash that up. This is why we're pausing. Stop commenting about it. See if you've got comments to make. See if you've got... Because I've seen one fucking typing in Tamil or some Indian language that Google translated it. Mate, you ain't going to fucking outdo me. You ain't going to do it. Don't call me some bitch or something like that. I ain't a bitch.
Right,
we're pausing because it's copyright. That's the only reason we're doing it. We don't want to fucking pause. We don't want to pause. We want to just watch it, react to it. It's much easier for us. A 5-minute reaction turns into a 7-8 minute reaction.
We get it's a frustrating watch, but look at it from our point of view, it's frustrating and it breaks our flow as well.
We don't want to sit and break every 30 seconds and talk. There's nothing to really say. It's just to circumvent copyright. So that's the only reason we're doing it.
One day we might get around it. Maybe they'll back off once we hit maybe once our community starts fucking sending the messages to the music companies and fighting for us instead of fucking hammering us for stuff we can't really do anything about. You would be helping us out a great deal.
That's when it will actually save us.
But John, I've been enjoying them. I still enjoy watching these music videos because it's
copy and paste the same reply. It's fine. It's with the actual time sort of thing, whatever you call it.
Yeah, we've got a few coming out over the weekend.
To the disclaimer.
With the disclaimer. So be prepared, folks. But anyway,
we're going to talk about one's going out, so that's going to be carnage.
John, they were great though. They were great,
but the constant "why are you pausing" is a
John,
complete mindfuck.
The last word on the topic, on the subject, is that more people are clicking the thumbs up than the thumbs down. So thank you for that, guys.
Yes, so and you've got the likes of Omar coming in. I think it's Omar Babu, is it?
Yeah.
Coming in and saying great reaction. So we take positivity. We tend to ignore the... Look, I understand the grievances, some of them coming in. It's the abusive ones. You ain't going to... you're not going to affect us, you know.
White beggars, idiots, and whatever ones, John,
listen, and as I said, Stephen, I've got 124 IQ. You've not actually tested your IQ. I'm sure you're on my level. I'm a couple of standard deviations above average. I ain't a fucking idiot. We can compare IQs anytime you want, and I think you'll find I'll be smarter. So I'm running fucking shows, live shows. I'm putting graphics out. I'm
live,
producing using umpteen programs. I'm not an idiot.
No.
It's copyright. But Stephen, it's not going to affect me. We're Glaswegian. I get called worse on a daily basis with family members. So it's not going to impact me at all.
No, definitely not. Doctor Strange.
You've got to have a hard skin anyway.
We're going to talk about Doctor Strange. You were just talking about his cape there. Is Doctor Strange the new Avengers leader? That's the question that Screen Rant are headlining, or not headlining, article-wise. We're headlining. And Benedict Cumberbatch doesn't know. So this is going to be an interesting topic.
Benedict Cumberbatch is playing coy.
We've talked about this in the past. I know we have. We've talked about who's going to step into that role. Naturally, when Tony Stark passed away, it should have been Steve Rogers, but he obviously was done and dusted in the same film, so it really did spark that debate amongst the fans of the MCU, and we certainly have talked about it to great lengths, which we'll probably do again.
There's a couple of potential options, but we'll get into that in certain, Steve.
Well, this was in an interview with Variety. The actor was asked if, due to the absence of Tony Stark, he was now the de facto leader of Earth's mightiest heroes. Cumberbatch listened to the question with a sly smile before tilting his head, I can picture this, and answering, I'd have to think about that one. He provided no other information. Now, John...
these two guys in this shot should be two potential options to lead the Avengers moving forward.
John, I think if Spider-Man the character wasn't in the current predicament with Sony/Marvel, and he wasn't still a little boy after 2 films, yes, I could see Spider-Man being the new leader. Maybe he will one day, but not the now. Yeah,
Stephen, look, we'll get into this just now, who the potentials could be. First of all, I'll say this. I think Benedict Cumberbatch would be a perfect leader of the Avengers. Not his character, him. Because he's a great man, a great actor. Very educated. He's wise for his years. But the actual character he's playing, Dr. Stephen Strange, one of the more powerful characters in the comic runs. He's been slowly watered down over the years, but there was one point where he was one of the most, if not the most powerful characters in the comics. So I see no reason in terms of ability and power why he can't lead the Avengers in this new era of storytelling, new saga if you like. And Stephen, with the multiverse concept and obviously the cosmic side of things, this guy's the Sorcerer Supreme. He's the kind of guy you'd want to be leading the fight in this next saga. If it's multiverse, if it's cosmic beasts, this guy can literally create portals, he can do spells, he's incredibly powerful. It makes sense if he was to be the leader of the Avengers. It's a new look Avengers. He's the guy I'd pick personally. I think he would be my choice. He's funny as fuck as well, man. His lines, he's ad-libbing lines in. He's ad-libbing in that one moment where he's looking at Tony Stark in Endgame.
Amazing, John,
little things like that. Just imbue the performance with something special. So he's going to bring that as a leader of the Avengers. He's going to bring the comedic ad-libbed humour. He's going to bring the wizened sort of mind of Doctor Strange. He's going to bring the brilliance behind the camera as well with the actual actor and his performances.
Amongst all the traits, though, he's earned it, John.
He's earned it, yeah.
He's been through Infinity War. He's been through, well, obviously the first movie as well was the origins of the character.
Did he die in Infinity War?
He
snapped.
He snapped, yeah,
he gets snapped out of existence.
Didn't
get snapped. No, hopefully not. We don't know that personal stuff with Cumberbatch. I hope not.
Hopefully there's a baby strange at one point, John, but I think I think he
is a call, Stephen, his fan base, the Cumberbatches.
Really?
Yeah, Cumberbatches,
Fair dues. I think he's the perfect role. I think he's a perfect fit as well. Just with everything you said there, but obviously, I think he's earned it. I think he actually says that line in the new Spider-Man trailer. We've saved the universe together. Talking to Peter Parker. There are other ones in there that people would argue in amongst like the likes of Captain Marvel, etc. Thor, Bruce Banner. I don't think Bruce Banner. Another situation with him in Universal. We're just not getting to see the full Hulk potential in this MCU because of that situation.
He's still hanging about, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad as well, John. I want to see Ruffalo doing a standalone film at some point, but what you do with him is the question, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just, do you want that whole smart Hulk thing? Because I personally prefer it when he's disconnected from the Hulk side of things. It's all
John,
uncontrolled.
the best Hulk was still the one in the first Avengers movie.
Because it's uncontrolled. You've got the fear when it actually starts turning.
You remember that scene? We went to see that in the cinema in 2012, was it?
Yeah.
That's my secret.
Natasha Romanoff.
I'm always angry.
Yeah, at the end,
Fantastic.
I'm always angry,
one of those standout moments.
When he's calm that he isn't the Hulk, which is, it makes sense to be
fair. Quite a nice twist to the character, but I loved it, and I loved Ruffalo, John. And I've got to say this: the Incredible Hulk, the standalone movie with Edward Norton, which is part of the MCU canon, I thoroughly enjoyed. I love Ed Norton as an
Abomination back in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I've seen the clips. I think he was in the trailer as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, Stephen, it's not much more you're getting in it, is it? Really? They had you a bit with that.
Yeah. But John, I mean, he is potentially another leader, I suppose, but it's the situation with the smart Hulk thing I don't like. I don't think a lot of fans like it either. And
Stephen, it was disappointing because obviously in Infinity War he got his arse handed to him by Thanos, and we thought he'd have his revenge. But he did, because he reverse snapped.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate revenge. He undone his work. His sort of whole belief was to create more space in the universe by erasing the existence.
More a cerebral revenge thing, you know, a revenge, I should say. Yeah.
Other than, I'd prefer them to beat the shit out of him though, but it never happened.
To have seen that, John.
But Stephen, in terms of other candidates for leading the Avengers, obviously you have got Peter Parker, Tom Holland, and I do believe he will mature in this No Way Home movie. I'm still convinced there'll be the sort of trifecta of him, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and I think the events of that movie will wake him the fuck up. As Dr. Disrespect would say, wake up! I'm not going to scream because I ain't get that lovely rich California accent that he has, but I think it will wake him up, he will mature, and then that's a potential leader, because Stephen, he's the most powerful, one of the most powerful Marvel characters, he's one of the most popular. So if you can get Spider-Man long term nailed down,
protected by his aunties,
we can't be having that moving forward. He has to be taking the reins, he has to be one of the most powerful. But Stephen, if you can nail that character's contract down with Marvel and have him for the next decade, I see no reason why he can't lead. But that's the issue for me. Much like you said with Hulk, there's uncertainty over his contract, whether he's going to be going off to Sony. So that would probably rule him out. And then you've also got Anthony Mackie, as also the next era of Captain America. He could potentially lead. We've seen that speech at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Very matured, different take on the character.
John, one of our conversations,
and he's been in there for a long while,
maybe about 2 years ago, I think it was just after Endgame, we were talking about this, who's going to lead them, and one of them was Chadwick Boseman. You know, obviously a year down the line, he sadly passed away, but I think he had great potential because he had that kind of presence, the character I'm speaking about.
He's regal.
You know, and it would have been great to see as well.
Stephen, I says that to you off camera as well. It's just so disappointing. It looks as though Michael B. Jordan isn't returning as Eric Killmonger, because there is precedent for it in the comics. They actually have an altar of resurrection or something in Wakanda. I'm sure it's something like that, and they've brought him back in the comics. He's a leader. And Eric Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, what a presence, what a charisma he brings. An incredible actor, an incredible personality. He could be the leader of the Avengers, but it's not going to happen.
Something else I've thought about, do the Avengers really need a leader now? Because it was okay when they were forming and they were trying to pull themselves together, but do they really need that now?
Stephen, do you even need an Avengers now? When you've got Eternals showing up and you've got Icarus and people like that, the Baron Richard Madden, what's going to happen with that? Are we going to see a combination of them? Is it going to be a huge ensemble release? We're going to see Eternals, some version of Fantastic. Remember, you've got Fantastic Four as well. You could see Reed Richards
eventually.
You could see X-Men. You could see a multitude of characters, big characters coming in and leading. But for now, Stephen, I think Doctor Strange is the only choice. It's multiverse, it's cosmic.
Setup,
and if it's not going to be an internal sort of Avengers ensemble, then for me it's Stephen Strange. I love the character, I think he's class. Still one of my favourite standalone origin stories in the MCU. I just like Benedict Cumberbatch, so for me it has to be him, but there is other options. Shuri, potentially. I think that would maybe shake things up.
The thing is, John, we're not going to
the races, that's for sure.
We're not going to get an Avengers movie for a while anyway, so there is time for these characters to, you know, be more established.
I did see Kevin Feige though saying that he had plans in place already. They're already working on plans for the next Avengers movie, because they have to. Obviously, everything has to intertwine to the next ensemble release, but obviously Eternals is going to be I can't even speak. Ensemble, that was much harder than it should have been. The Marvels pretty much ensemble. Spider-Man No Way Home ensemble. Multiverse of Madness ensemble. So there's a lot of ensembles. So what knows?
Well, you did ask a question, is there any need for it? Well, at the moment probably not, because they've got all these big ensemble films coming up. 4 or 5 of them. It's fantastic.
It's Ant-Man, amazing. And that's pretty much an ensemble release as well.
Pretty big stuff.
Do you not think that they're going to have some other big character in there with Ant-Man and the Wasp and Hank Pym and Janet?
I would think
they're enough to deal with.
I would hope not. I think Ant-Man needs his day, John. I think he needs his moment, because I like Paul Rudd. I like the character Scott Lang, and I love the Ant-Man movies, particularly the first one. The second one was a good sequel. It wasn't great, but it was good. But I felt it was downplayed, and Tony Stark annoyed me a bit, the way he was talking to Scott Lang as if he was beneath him. A lot in Endgame, which annoyed me. You know, Scott Lang is a very intelligent man. You know, he's an engineer. He's not a dummy. You know,
he blew up that Titanic era safe. And used great ingenuity to do it.
And it was his thoughts that, helped with the time travel. So it was him with
the help of a rat
that triggered it all. The rat.
Rat catcher too. Taika Waititi pulling the strings. 4, Steve, that's another one. 4 a big personality, but is he really the leader type? This is a guy who was dabbling with depression and whole existentialism, and is he good enough?
Yeah.
Just a movie ago, so I don't think so.
Sometimes I think Thor's not. I don't want to say he's not a team player. He is a team player, but I think sometimes with Thor, he kind of goes into his own sort of world in his own head, if you know what I mean. And like you were saying, you know, in his depression and stuff like that. But sometimes I just think he does things his way, and that's it.
Peter Quill?
No.
Rocket Raccoon?
He's too immature. No, I can't.
Shang-Chi, Stephen, in a couple of years, I think, maybe 5 years, he could definitely be a leader. Yeah. Because he's, not now, he's still slightly immature.
And we're still to see the Eternals as well. So.
Yeah. So there's some options
but
in
at
there.
the moment, we are talking about the moment, John, and you're absolutely right. I think Doctor Strange is the obvious choice.
Yeah.
I can't see it going any other way. If what Kevin Feige is saying is correct, and there's going to be an Avengers film within the next 2 or 3 years, then it's got to be Strange. It's got to be.
It's got to be. Yeah, that has to be.
Yeah, but
that'd be intriguing to see when the next one comes as well.
Yeah,
because we've not really got the next slate out.
Is that the only thing they don't announce at these slates? Is the next Avengers film?
I think they do announce them, Stephen, but it's not been announced yet. No. Also, we've got this current slate. After that, so we know we're getting the likes of Dog Stone. We'll get the likes.
Sound like a hammer drill.
Yeah, we're going to have. I don't know what's coming out next. Black Panther 2 has not been announced. That's not officially been announced. We know it's getting done.
Eternals,
Blade's coming out in the next slate.
Spider-Man, and then we're into 2022, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got Multiverse of Madness, and then we've got the likes of Black Panther maybe coming out.
Everything's behind as well, John.
After
because
that, you get potential Fantastic Four and stuff like that. Then the Avengers movie at the end of it.
Yeah,
potential. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't
Could be your man Reed Richards.
Reed Richards, that's what it's. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah. He's a very experienced character. And if it's John Krasinski, an incredible actor.
That'd be amazing.
So, I'm fucking Stephen. See if they don't cast John Krasinski, I'm telling you, I'll be raging.
Yeah.
I don't really care about Emily Blunt. She can come or go.
I would like to see
I'd like to see Emily
well,
Blunt, because I've got a great wife-husband duo on screen. We've seen that in A Quiet Place.
Chemistry,
if you were to give me a pick, and you twisted my arm and asked me to pick one of them to play. If I had to pick one, it'd be John Krasinski as Reed Richards. I could live and die with. I could move on from Emily Blunt.
Well, we'll have to. It remains to be seen, John. But I think both of us agree Doctor Strange is the obvious choice. But we're going to move on to our next. You saw your to our next topic, and this is coming from. This is coming from golfnews.com, and it's Tuck Jagadish star Nanny misses claps and whistles. I put
Nanny in the inverted commas there because maybe misconstrued as Nanny from Manchester United fame.
Yeah, you loved him, didn't you?
Bastard.
Self-made star talks about reality of releasing films on streaming platforms and COVID-19. We've seen at the West, John, a lot of actors have spoke out in regards to atmosphere within a theatre, but Telugu actor Nani concedes that he misses the claps, the laughters and the spontaneous reactions among the fans as they watch his film in a darkened cinema hall, but he's pragmatic enough to realise that every actor has to make peace with the new reality. His latest Telugu language film Tuck Jagadish, which premiered on Amazon Prime Video on September 10th, we'll have to check that out, skipped the traditional theatre route,
we need to do more Telugu, but also Prabhas is Telugu
for a web premiere, and it's his second consecutive film in his career to release on an OTT platform. Just read a little bit more, John. But the self-made actor is intent on looking at the bright side. The global pandemic has forced filmmakers and actors to release their films directly onto an OTT platform, as cinemas in several states in India are still not fully functional, with many shying away from heading out to the cinemas. Everyone who watches Telugu films can enjoy this film on Amazon Prime Video, as it reaches over 240 countries, even though those who don't understand Telugu can enjoy the film with subtitles, but watching a film on the big screen is a different feeling altogether, said Nani. And I'll just stop it there, John, because there's two things I want to talk about. First, yes, big screen is a different feeling altogether, and Indian films on the big screen is something that we want to experience. We want to go to the Glasgow Film Theatre and watch Indian cinema, and we want to sit in amongst an Indian community. They can look at us and go, the hell are these guys?
Oh, listen, we'll say to them, look, we've got a YouTube channel, come and follow us,
check
subscribe.
it out, we're not here other than to, enjoy the movie.
We know more about it than you do. Come to me, I'm the local Indian movie fucking can't even speak Indian cinema expert here. So they'll be coming to me.
John, the other thing is that I'm always envious when it comes to audience participation in a theatre, when it comes to responses in certain moments in films.
Stephen,
the English and the Scottish and the Irish and the Welsh do not know how to do that. We're so uptight when it comes to releasing our emotions during a film. we are so regimented. It's so. John, I remember seeing Karate Kid 3 in 1990.
We're just better than everyone else.
Cinema,
we can hold with emotions. Perfidy,
and someone in the crowd, someone in the audience, sorry, I think it's not the best Karate Kid film, but it has some moments in there that really wind you up. I love it when he pounds them. I love that. That's just so wrong. But what was I going to say? Yeah, there was someone shouted out in the crowd, "Come on, Daniel!" And everyone was killing himself laughing. I went, why can we not be like that more? Even when we were watching Endgame, it was silence.
It was a couple
during the portal scene, that was a big moment in cinematic history.
Stephen, there's a fine line though. I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to be in like a fucking football stadium. Level of atmosphere, but come on, settle the fuck down. Try to listen to this. So I can understand it. I can understand it, Stephen. I'll go to me and give you a little break, Stephen, because you've been on the screen. I've not done it because I'm selfish. Stephen, I can understand it. What you're saying there. There is a degree of envy for other regions who get right into it. And by all accounts, I've seen the likes of Robert Meyer Benedict speaking about the scene up in Seattle. And how there was a sort of local black cinema. Where they went and they actually get right into it, man. He says he used to go from the sort of white region because it was shit and they were all dour, and go down there and experience it because it was a better experience. They get right into the cinema, they were immersed in it, and he liked that experience, he liked the atmosphere. So that's an example of it. So even within America, there is different tiers of excitement and of experience. But over here, Steve,
good morning, this is Manjusha from Gulf News in Dubai, and Nani, I'm so happy that you're speaking to our UAE fans. You're a big deal in South India.
Oh my God, man, look at that! Woo!
Baby's crying during
Captain America's got he's got Mjolnir. Oh my God!
Revenge of the Sith.
But that's an example of you being taken out of the experience. But you weren't missing much. You fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin swinging lightsabers at each other, but not connecting, deliberately missing. It's like, come on, fuck, what are we doing here, man? Over choreographed.
Yep.
Just go to what they were doing in Empire Strikes Back. Throw things
wielding,
at each other. Slap fuck each other about.
Yep.
Luke doesn't even get a hit at any point in the fight. He just gets a lucky glancing shot off the shoulder.
He's just swinging it about.
It's fucking better, Stephen. It was better. There was more emotion. As opposed to this swelling music. Music was good, don't get me wrong. John Williams' score's always good, but
on these little hover things.
It's
on top of the lava.
But Stephen, what he's saying is right though. Nanny's, he's right. There's nothing better than the big theatre. It's the big screen experience. Going to a theatre and seeing movies that way. That's the best way to watch it. I've been in the theatre, I want to say 4, 5, 6 times this year already. And the restrictions only really left here at the beginning of August.
Yep.
So I've been there. I think I've been to see A Quiet Place. I've been to see The Conjuring. I've been to see Suicide Squad. I've been to see Black Widow. I've been to see Shang-Chi. So that's 5. Is there any others?
I think that's it.
5 off the top of my head. I've been already. And Stephen, I love it. I love going to View, getting in the VIP seats. $7.99, $6.99 a ticket. Big leather recliner. It's fantastic. You just settle in, and you've got John Boyega doing an amazing fucking advert before about the perils of modern day technology intruding in the experience and taking you out the movie. And you've got Ridley Scott in there, and it's an amazing little song. He's running about. That gets you settled in. You watch your movie, it's darkened, it's a booming sound system. That's how I always want to experience
it. Still won't be the same till the masks are off though, John.
No, it won't be the same, Stephen, because look, I'm taking it off and having a drink of juice, but I can't eat my popcorn. I just cannot share a room with these clatty fuckers over here in Glasgow, because we're currently the hotspot of Europe. So I don't want to get COVID again, so I can't eat my popcorn, but I'll take a risk of having a drink. But you're right, Stephen, until the masks are off, we're back to complete normality. It'll never quite be the same, but I agree with him, man. Even though we're a little bit doorer over here, we don't have the whooping and the cheering and the whistling.
That's another reason I want to go and see an Indian film in
Do you think it'll be like that over here? Do you think they've been...
I think they will, John.
They've been domesticated by us in terms of the way we do it?
No, I don't think so. I hope not. Because that's one of the reasons I would want to go.
See, domesticated in the sense that we are boring over here.
I would want to be in amongst the community and enjoy that experience and perhaps maybe partake in the experience as well.
I think we've sucked the life out of everybody here, Stephen. I think we've even sucked the life out of the huge Indian community we've got.
It's the
weather. To the point where even their dishes, we're making up shite of dishes. We're forcing it upon them to make us it.
Yeah.
And it's like watered down crap dishes. Whereas the proper Indian food is spicy and it's amazing and it's vibrant. What is the one we made up? It's actually good, to be fair.
Tikka masala.
Yeah. It's okay, but it's an example of sucking the fucking life.
It's a curry with tomato sauce, basically.
Sucking the life out of the Indian community. And I think it's the same with the theatre going experience. I think if you go to a big Indian release here, they'll be quiet.
Yeah.
It'll not be like going to Chennai and doing it.
I'd still like to see it though, John.
Absolutely going to go and see it.
I'd love to go and see a Telepathy VJ film.
What you want to see Beast?
Yeah.
What you want to see Beast in the theatres? If it comes out here, I will be there.
Or KGF Chapter 2.
KGF Chapter 2 would be amazing.
A big blockbuster, you know. I'd love to see that, but horses for courses, maybe one day. But I agree with Nanny as well. I think
we know they come out here for sure.
Yeah. Oh, they do. You've done the box office, John, and we were a bit bewildered in the early days because we didn't have that exposure, but we understand it now. But John, Nanny is bang on the money with this. I think that's what's missing from the theatre at the moment, is that interaction. Although we don't get a lot of it in the UK, we do understand it. I've saw enough reaction, John, that people filming in theatres for Star Wars films. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you think, especially the Rise of Skywalker. People
Stephen, I tell you, the Holdo,
very toxic.
The Holdo manoeuvre moment in the theatre was incredible.
Yeah.
Did we go and see that twice, or was it once? I think it was once.
Twice. We saw it. We saw it in Cineworld, and we went to see it in the View as well.
See it the second time, and because it was fucking snowing. That's right, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was up at the
fort.
Yeah.
The Holdo manoeuvre moment was amazing, to be fair. Silence and visually incredible. That was a moment, to be fair, that I'm glad I've seen in a theatre.
Yeah.
You got to give credit to Ryan Johnson. He done some great things in that movie.
It's a great film.
And the spark moment, the moment we Leia and Luke and getting out and facing up the walkers, and the way he just schools Kylo Ren.
I didn't think at the time that they could have made a worse Star Wars film out with Attack of the Clones, but then the Rise of Skywalker came and it was
it's incredible,
really,
to actually beat the Last Jedi in the Attack of the Clones. But
they thought they were doing a good thing, crowd pleasing and doing the usual. But it was terrible.
You can get down a rabbit hole with this again, getting off in tangents, but when you've created, if you've made your bed, you fucking lie in it in a sense. When you've decided to go down that path, and you've made Rey the character she is, and you've made Kylo the villain, and you've killed off Snoke, you don't go back and get the Emperor and completely shite on the original trilogy.
No.
You've made your bed, you stick with the creative decision, and you see it at the end, and people will either hate it or they'll love it.
Do you think that ever crossed JJ's mind though, John, when he decided to bring back Palpatine? Do you ever think he thought, how's this going to affect the original trilogy? Do you think he just went, sod it, I don't care?
I think he's just selfish and he tried to end it, crowd pleasing.
Yeah.
And I'd have preferred if he just went with Kylo, becoming an evil dictator, going full bad, and then Luke or whatever, having to come back, Force Ghost, and help out Rey and kill him. That would have been the best way to end it.
I don't think it was a redemption in that character. That was the thing.
No, he was.
I didn't care for him. I didn't care if he died.
No, he was evil.
Yeah.
He killed his father, and that was the turning point. There should have been no way back.
Han Solo moment as well.
Yeah,
it was again. It's just crowd pleasing, isn't it? But anyway,
we
were talking about Telugu actor Nani misses the theatre experience. We totally agree. We do totally agree with him.
Yeah, it's someone that goes to the theatres during the pandemic over here. You're right, it's missing. They're leaving the livestock out of it here. You can't eat your popcorn. That's a travesty. I like to eat half a bag before the movie even starts. Probably good for my waist though. But not so good for the experience.
Yeah. What's cinema without popcorn? It's missing, isn't it? It's like football without the fans.
And Haagen-Dazs ice cream and
hot
nachos.
Dogs and nachos,
Fucking taking it too far.
3-course dinner.
I remember going into the Cineworld back in the day and there was like fucking nachos eating it. I'm like, what's this shit?
Yeah.
Just watch your fucking film. Stop stuffing your face, you greedy
bastard. My great uncle, didn't I? My dad's uncle used to be fish and chips for my mum and dad. Yeah. He was an usher.
How did he not get knocked out, man? In Glasgow?
He basically just ran the show. Everyone was scared of him as well.
Fish and chips getting brought into a cinema, but get the fuck out of here.
His name was Frank at the Muir End Cinema. So anyone out there that knows old Frank, he sadly passed away now.
Yeah,
he was a character. He was John. A lot of people knew him.
Proper Glasgow character, as we call him.
Yeah, played piano as well. Very talented guy. But John, we're going to move on to something that just dropped today, I think. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Marvel's Hawkeye trailer brings Kate Bishop to the MCU.
Stephen, I get a notification at 12:30. This afternoon, the 1 in the afternoon, and I knew I couldn't watch it, but I just knew that those bastards, the usual bastards, I'll not name them. There's a group of them.
That's what you'll call them.
There's a group of them, a group of collective bastards, would have been on it, and it had been out. And lo and behold, I checked a couple of hours later, and they're all out. No, they don't fucking work. Stephen, it's coming out at. I mean, you can do the maths. 12:30, 6:30 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 7 and 6, 8 in the morning, and 2 hours later they're out and they've got 60,000 views plus. I'm like, that's fucking impossible. It's impossible. I'm going out to work and do a proper job. I'll
be honest with you. If we tried to do that the time it came out, it wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference.
Well,
the algorithm is not in our favour at the moment.
You'll never know, Stephen, because we did it with a couple other ones and it did pay off. To be fair.
It was the DC weekend.
Yeah, we've done the Batman, but there's other ones before that, Stephen. We've done like a Dog's Purpose and stuff like that, and they all exploded because we were able to get them out pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's all about the studios prioritising certain regions, and it fucking rips my knitting.
Especially in the UK, we get.
To be fair, 12:30's pretty decent if you're not working.
Yeah, and if you're not working,
if you're
John,
a DD character,
well, I was going to say, if you're not working, you can't afford the equipment to do a fucking trailer reaction, surely.
Well, they can.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going 3 holidays a year that don't work. Well, that's for another day, that rant, John. But anyway, we'll talk about Marvel's Hawkeye trailer. I'll read this bit from Empire because I know it's. We have obviously watched and reacted to the trailer, John. And summer is basically over by now, which means we're heading straight towards Christmas. And Marvel knows exactly what you want under the tree this year. Not only that, but Disney Plus is going to give it to you early and everything. All of which to say that Hawkeye series is on the way. It looks like it's an absolute blast, and it's got an upbeat Christmassy feel going by the new trailer. It's because it's the most wonderful time of the year. The new trailer that just dropped. The series brings back Jeremy Renner as arrow-firing Avenger Clint Barton, but that just isn't his series. It's a show that also brings in another Hawkeye in the form of Hayley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop, a firm comic book favourite about to hit the bullseye in her MCU debut. Now,
you can check that John out below, but we'll not be.
Yeah, we've done it, John. I said to you, and then I read the first comment that was in the trailer. I said, "This has got a Die Hard feel to it."
Yeah,
he's the wrong guy, the wrong place at the wrong time,
at the right time. In his case,
and somebody said that this is Marvel's equivalent to a Die Hard movie, a television series. But
and
John, I like
Clint's going to find himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. When Florence Pugh Elena comes in, and it will come in.
Well, funnily enough,
theory on that, Steve?
I don't think she's going to be prominent in this series.
No, I think
most people assume that, but I don't think she is.
So I think she'll make an announcement the second last, the penultimate episode, and then it will be her facing off in the final.
I don't think Florence Pugh would have signed up to a television series.
I
don't think she's in that stage of her career.
Well, I mean,
possibly to introduce her into the MCU again, maybe the last episode.
I mean, if it's good enough for Tom Hiddleston, it's good enough for fucking Anthony Mackie and Sebastian
Stan. But they've already done the cinema stuff, haven't they? She's only done one Black Widow film, which was a prequel. So I just think that the way they're doing it's right. I think introducing Kate Bishop, I wasn't aware of. We had to do that bit of research.
I've actually got this up.
I know that you knew more about her than myself, John. But this is what I like about these television series. It gives the opportunity to introduce these characters that most comic book fans know about, but it's very hard to introduce them into the cinematic universe in a natural and organic way. This is the perfect way to do it.
Yeah, and Stephen, look, we've actually got details on Kate Bishop up here. You're not going to be able to see any of them. As you can see, she likes purple. And if you've been keeping your eyes open, you will see there's actually a hint of that in the logo. A little dot in the middle of the...
that's right,
whatever the hell it is. I don't know what it is, actually, now that I think about it. Where is the dot?
It's in... I'd have to look at the logo again, I'm afraid.
It's a circle. It's a target with a dot. It's purple. I think it may be an A. Yeah. And it's also purple, and that's a hint to... obviously Kate Bishop. And as you can see here, she does, and as you can see there, become Hawkeye. Her current alias in the current comic runs is Hawkeye, so she does indeed become Hawkeye. Stephen, I says at the time.
Yeah,
it's in the A, I forgot it was a lowercase A. Stephen, I tell you, when I first seen that logo, I was really underwhelmed by it. I thought that is shite. We get the amazing what is Captain America and the Winter Soldier now?
John, that's still my favourite.
Or the White Wolf now, I should say. But those logos were amazing. The One Division logo was amazing. They were all cool, and then we get Hawkeye. I'm like, that's fucking crap. I could have done that in 2 minutes in Photoshop. I really could have put that together, and I'd have been disappointed with it. But that's irrelevant now that we've seen the trailer, Steve, and I've really enjoyed it. We've also reacted to it, as you did say, that'll be going out after the show because I'm too lazy. But Stephen, I really enjoyed the trailer. I thought the Christmassy vibes, and look, as I'm saying it, as you're reading it, get the fuck out of here, bitch, and things like that. Slimit does that. What do you think in the firecracker moment in Home Alone, which is a great Christmas movie, funnily enough? You filthy animal. Keep the change, you filthy animal. That sort of accent, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What you gonna do, you fucking bum? That sort of thing of that. Even though I was saying that, I actually love Christmas. I can't wait for Christmas. There's going to be some great things happening. Don McKay's movie's coming out, Don't Look Up. Believe 24th. 22nd we're getting... What is it we're getting in the 22nd?
We're getting The Matrix 4.
The Matrix 4.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great...
Spider-Man
No Way Home all in December. And now this Hawkeye TV show. And Stephen, I've really enjoyed the TV shows on Disney Plus. I think they've been brilliant.
Book of Boba Fett's
coming out as well. It's going to be a fantastic fucking month.
Can't wait.
And just hearing that... Who is it sings Most Wonderful Time of the Year?
Is it Andy Williams?
Andy Williams, I think it is. I think you're right, yeah. A great song. One of my favourite Christmas songs.
Yeah.
I love it. When you get
classic,
to late November, it's just kicking into December and you start getting the tunes in full blast. And it's like, whoa, so wonderful time of the year. Bum, bum, bum.
It's a good impression, John.
I love it. So using that in the trailer, it's got me fucking pumped. The fact it's a Christmas show. I've not really had that from Marvel. I don't recall us ever dabbling with Christmas. And you're right, Stephen. Deadeye. What the fuck am I talking about? Die Hard. Deadeye. Who's Deadeye again? I think a Dead Hard from...
or Dead Shot.
I think a Dead Hard from Dead by Daylight. I fucking live and breathe that game now. I've not played it in 3 days. I need to get in it. But yeah, man, Die Hard vibes. That sort of villainous uprising in the festive period. And he's away from home and he's promising his kid, I'll be back in a couple of days. Looks really good. And potentially the end of Clint Barton, Stephen. Because he's getting on now. Jeremy, I think he's 51.
Yeah.
How long is he going to want to continue being in that kind of shape and putting his body through that whole rigmarole of getting up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, shooting these big productions? Could he potentially bite the bullet? Could we see Elena killing him and adding that darkness to that character, and she carries that moving on into the MCU?
Possible, yeah.
And it's actually this Kate Bishop that carries on as Hawkeye. Because look, man, we've got a lot of the OG gang, if you like, dying off, man. Natasha Romanoff, Captain America, Tony. Well, Captain America's not died. Well, he's fucking dead. Let's be honest, he was an old guy.
Yeah.
Tony Stark, they're all going, so they're waiting the slate clean for a new era. Could we see Clint popping it in this? I don't know. I personally wouldn't like to see that. I like Clint Barton.
Yeah, I like him as well, John, but I think it would
certainly
add another layer to the Yelena character.
Yeah, it would, because she's sort of cheery, chirpy, laugh a minute kind of character. We need to add
liked her in Black Widow.
Really
good.
She was cheery and chirpy though, but
Poser.
We need to kind of add some emotional.
I think
weight
it
to
as
that
well.
character.
That was the whole purpose of the end credit scene as well, John. It was that I can't remember the character's name, getting inside her head.
I can forget her name.
Yeah, she was
Victoria
in
or something like that. I don't know.
Falcon the Winter Soldier. She was in, wasn't it?
Your guy, US agent, John Walker.
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell.
I think that's what it's set up to be. Whether or not.
Do you think, Stephen? I'm just putting on this accent for a moment. Sorry if you're interjecting there. Do you think with Kurt Russell playing Wyatt Earp in Tombstone in 1993, one of my favorite Western movies now, howdy, do you think that he had deliberately named his son Wyatt Russell because of Wyatt Earp?
Well, that came out in 1993, John.
And so how old is he?
I'm going to check that just now.
He might be older.
I never thought of that, actually.
I think he is older. I think he's older than me.
It's funny because...
Wouldn't make sense.
No, it wouldn't make any sense.
No,
so I would say
sheer chance.
Probably mid-80s.
Maybe just liked Wyatt Earp.
Let me see. Yeah, it could be. Probably liked him. But
when was he born?
1986, John.
1986?
mid-80s. So.
Fuck then. Talk shite.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
You can't say that in American accent.
I'm fucked. I'm just talking shite. Talking shit here, man. Sorry. But, Stephen, I'm done. I'm looking for...
I'm done, motherfucker.
I'm done. I'm looking forward to seeing Kate Bishop in this upcoming Hawkeye TV show. And, I'm just putting this on because we're practicing accents here because there's so many comments about us not being understandable. People can't understand what we're saying. So, y'all just going to have to get used to this accent.
Well, here's the thing. I would prefer you to keep talking just now because my computer is absolutely playing funny buggers with me.
I'm just trying to sort my...
Playing funny buggers. But,
it's playing funny burgers.
John, I would like to see the character continue. I don't want
I'd love Mike to come in and rate our accents. What would you think of my accent?
John, I think we were found out when we used to... Back in the GTA days.
Oh, they didn't know.
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue.
My English was okay, but my American was terrible.
I can put on.
I sounded like John Barrowman at times.
Well, that's what we're trying to do here, Stephen.
Yeah,
we're trying to get the Mount Vernon American hybrid accent in there, where you can talk Scottish one minute and you can talk like this the next.
Marvel's Hawkeye.
Yes.
You're suggesting it's only going to run for one season, then, if that's the case?
No, it could run for a couple. We could have him dying off, the passing the baton to Kate Bishop, and she sort of learns. She has the training wheels on for a couple of seasons, and then they put her into the actual MCU. And I think it could be that Yelena sees something like that. She works in tandem with the Dark Avengers or whatever.
This is terrible saying this, John, because I do like Clint Barton, the character, and obviously Jeremy Renner's an actor. But do you think this television series was set up to pass the baton on? Because I don't really see any other point to this television
I hope not,
series.
Stephen, I tell you, because
I don't think he's a big enough character.
Yeah, but it would
to carry a TV
totally ruin the sacrificial moment for Natasha and Clint on Vorma. Vorma. I always screw that. If she saves him and lets him live and then he dies like 2 years later to some random fucking character, what are we doing here?
It's like Anakin Skywalker all over again.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. No, you know what it's like? It's like fucking Pulp Fiction. Vince Vega and your man Jules Winfield getting about and killing all of these people. He survives the sort of what would you call that? Magnum 45 shot. It's a fucking hand rocket.
He gets shot in the toilet.
And then he gets shot in the toilet. Cooking some Pop-Tarts. Yeah. So what the fuck are we doing here? That's what it'd be like. I'm still raging with that. I know Quentin, he done it in a way where he brought the characters back. The way the structure was iconic, but still fucking angers me that.
Yeah.
I love Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
But that
character was a gimp in that
character was a fucking absolute joke compared to those two guys. They were hitmen.
Yeah.
Well acquainted with a gun.
A boxer, wasn't he? He was a bum, yeah.
You were a fucking bum.
Yeah.
And you come in here and shoot up Vince Vega. Get the fuck out of here, bum.
But we've still got to see him in the last scene, John. Yeah, but listen, we're going to move on to our next and final topic. It's been tangent galore tonight, but I don't know how we'll go with this, but
I'm sure there'll be more tangents in there, Steve. It's that kind of show.
Why Matrix 4 director was inspired to resurrect Neo and Trinity? This is the question, John. We did a reaction last week, and thanks to the 75 people that watched it, they will have saw us break it down and talk about it. Yeah,
75 fucking people. Meanwhile, the real rejects get fucking 1 million.
Yeah, John.
What are these fucking bums doing that we ain't men?
Listen, I don't concern myself about reaction channels because that's what they do and that's what they do best. Yeah. That's not what we do, unfortunately. But
what they do is they get Coy Jandreau and other personalities into fucking get eyeballs on it.
But anyway,
and then re-upload it for money.
They can't do that. That's
fucking sellouts.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're really trying to do their best to get that reloaded. But
sellouts.
Speaking as part of a panel on screenwriting at the International Literature Festival Berlin, Wachowski opened up about her decision to bring back Neo and Trinity for the sequel. The director stated that she was inspired after she had just lost both her parents and a close friend. She explained, "I was crying, I couldn't sleep, and my brain exploded this whole story." Adding that, while she couldn't seek comfort from her parents, suddenly I had Neo and Trinity. I was immediately comforting to have these two characters alive again. So
look at the actual full quote there.
We have, John. I'm going to read it.
Quite the quote.
Yeah, it kind of builds a picture of how this process became what it is today.
I'm sure the critical drinker will go and read this after he puts up a video, another negative fucking video. Why now? Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, do-faced Aberdonian chickter bastard.
I don't know what's wrong with that guy just now, but I'll read this quote, John.
It's from Aberdeen's team, that's wrong.
My dad died, then this friend died, then my mum died. That's terrible. I didn't realise I didn't really know how to process that kind of grief. I haven't experienced it that close. You know their lives are going to end, and yet it was still really hard. My brain was always reached into my imagination, and one night I was crying and I couldn't sleep, and my brain exploded this whole story. And I couldn't have my mum and dad, yet suddenly I had Neo and Trinity, arguably the two most important characters in my life. I would say so. It was immediately comforting to have these two characters alive again, and it's super simple. You can look at it and say, oh look, these two people died, and okay, bring these two people back to life. I know it doesn't feel that good. Yeah, it did. It's simple, and that's what art does, and that's what stories do. They comfort us. John, when we were watching that trailer, the moment they touch hands and they don't know each other, it does spark a million questions. What is going on here? Firstly, how can they be alive? That's one of the questions. And then secondly, why do they not know each other? So that's the thing I loved about the trailer the most, was that it sparked all these questions that will be answered when we watch it. I hope it will answer the questions. But what's your thoughts?
Oh, Steve, I've got a
fit the giggles.
I've got
at the wrong time, John.
I've got some quotes in just now. First of all, her speaking about losing a friend and two parents, it immediately took me to 4. And it was at Endgame. I lost my sister, I lost my mother, I lost my father, I lost my friend, I lost Heimdall, whatever his name is. You fucking basically
within the tragedy, though,
within the tragedy,
yeah, and it came inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. It came inspiration.
And it's
for
the
him.
Same for obviously.
Yes, Stephen, look, your darkest joking aside, because it isn't a joking matter. Losing your parents is fucking horrific. Losing friends, it's horrific. What a terrible time they've been through. And obviously, it's so interesting because obviously, is it Lily Wachowski?
Yeah.
The other.
Yeah.
Half of that collaborative sort of duo who made it all happen.
Away,
She stepped away, I should say, because of the same reason. Obviously, the parents passing away. It put her in a dark place. It put them both in a dark place. But it's just so intriguing to see how, obviously, this sort of duo of shaped things. Steve, I see you sort of sniggering here, man.
I'm looking at some of the pictures, John.
Because you're going to set me off cops.
No, sorry.
Because I've just come out of it, Steve.
I'm actually just looking at some pictures online.
I've just come out of it, man. So fuck me, I don't want you back in it. But Stephen, it's so interesting to see sort of that familial side, that duology. Stephen's going to try and put me off now because I was laughing my head off when he was talking. That duology of those two amazing directors and how one has been almost sent it into despair. They don't want to go back to it. They don't want to go back to the past. They want to look off into the future. And obviously Lana has decided we're actually going to get back into these characters, create a story, and out of that tragedy, out of that grief, they've actually created something hopefully fucking special. Hey, Stephen, you're saying about the trailer, watching it, that moment between the two, they're embracing, they're shaking hands, there's that sort of what if. It's almost amnesia, like there's an amnesiac moment. But Stephen, the trailer as a whole for me was incredible, structurally, technically, visually. The story's so intriguing with this younger Morpheus. There's no obviously Lawrence Fishburne, which is fucking completely bewildering to me, and there's no Hugo Weaving, which is also bewildering to me. But it's a different era. There's a familiarity, but there's differences there as well, and I think it's so intriguing. And just seeing her talking, she was crying, she was in a dark place, and out of that darkness and out of that sort of human tragedy, she's actually crafted something hopefully fucking special here. And this could be something that makes us forget about those other below par Matrix movies. And look, Stephen, I don't know if you actually seen it or whether I think it was me that spoke about it on my lonesome. The sort of semi-confirmation from the synopsis released by, is it Warner Brothers that are doing this? Yeah. That this is looking like it's going to discard the other two Matrix movies. It's going to be a continuation of the first one from '99. There was a throwaway remark, a continuation of that first movie. So it looks as though it's going to be like Halloween-esque. They'll just take the first movie and they'll take tidbits and sort of the best parts.
They happen, John.
Move on.
You can't take them away from it. Unless you were born in the year 2000, you're not really going to be able to remove that from your mind. I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to forget.
If I can say that, man, I've never felt older than I did. Was it last night or the night before? I absolutely felt like a geriatric fucking ancient motherfucker when Emma Radanovic, is it her name is? Tennis player, won the US Open. Didn't drop a set. 18. Stephen, she's come up for 19 this year. She was born a day before Celtic beat Blackburn 2-0 in the run to Seville. I remember that, it was fucking yesterday. She was born the day before that, Stephen. She's winning US Opens. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? It's going to send me down another fucking midlife crisis.
See, when you go to football, John, you start saying to the players, come on, son. You call them son, that's when you're getting older,
Stephen, there's 19-year-old boys and 18-year-old boys, 17-year-old boys playing. I'm fucking 32. I remember when I was the same age as the players.
But the thing is, John, I don't like when they do that. They're not old enough films to be able to do that. Halloween is over 40 years old, fine, but there's been so many sequels. And if you've the thing is that I would say the Matrix sequels are of a higher quality than the Halloween sequels, to be fair, but they're part of canon as far as I can. Don't disregard them, because there's some really good moments within those Revolutions and Reloaded. There is some good moments.
The
they're
twins
not
in the
great.
second one.
Yeah, they're not.
I didn't realise they came out the same year, by the way. 2003.
Back to back, they were filmed, John.
Back to back.
Yeah,
Emma would have been a year old.
Mental, isn't it? Yeah.
Bastard.
But
pains me. Actually, look on and I get envious. I'm like, you youthful cunt. Wish it was me.
It's very interesting to read that from Lana Wachowski, though, John. It was, from tragedy came something very creative, and I hope it does pan out the way that she wants it to, because I think this must have been a huge weight on her mind, whether or not to proceed with this. She has proceeded with it, and I do wish her well with it, because I think she's an excellent filmmaker. I wish both the Wachowskis were involved in it, but they're not. But I hope it does work out, because it does have potential. The trailer is fantastic. I like what they're doing. I think Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves look amazing.
By the way, she was my age when she done that first movie.
Yeah, she looks amazing, John.
32
I actually thought she looked quite older when she did the Marvel Netflix series, when she was popping in and out of them. I thought, she's aged, because I've not seen her in a long time. but I think she looks amazing in this. Keanu Reeves looks fantastic. Whether or not he's going to keep the John Wick look, I don't know.
Shave the beard and you look immortal, Keanu.
Yeah, but he looks strange though, John. See when you saw him in Bill and Ted, the last installment,
he does look weird,
he looks quite...
Because you're used to seeing him with the beard.
Drawn in, yeah. I think that's what it is. You're just that used to it, you know.
But Stephen, I like what she's saying there at the end as well about the stories, really, and that's what art's all about. The stories, they comfort you.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that in that moment, that darkness, she's reconnected with these two characters that really probably kick-started their career, really.
Yeah.
I've said really 3 times here, that doesn't matter. She's drawn comfort from it and it's took her out of a dark place. Hopefully this will, much like Shang-Chi, slap down all the naysayers and all the criticisers on YouTube, the likes of your Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, your Nerdrotic, your Critical Drinker. Hopefully they're eating their fucking words again.
In terms of resurrection though, John, for Neo and Trinity's characters, who would do that? Within I know it's Lana Wachowski that's done it, but I'm talking about within the world of the Matrix. Why would the machines would not want to resurrect Neo? They would not want to do that because they wanted him dead. That was the deal.
Maybe it's rebooted.
That's why perhaps we're getting another version of Morpheus. We're getting another version of Agent. It's maybe a corrupt system. Maybe the software can't reproduce
fully, and they're trying to pick the brains to find out what's going on here. Because you see it, the therapist Neil Patrick Harris is also doing the group therapy thing, or the one-to-one therapy with Neil, or Thomas Anderson, and he's also for me he's trying to pick information out of him.
I think so.
I feel like I'm crazy. We don't use that word around here, no, but you're trying to pick for information. You little bitch.
We're willing to wipe the slate clean. That's him. I'm telling you, it's definitely him.
Obviously, when he's in the office and he gets interrogated and he's got no mouth. We're willing, that's right, Mr. Anderson. It's going to be tragic watching a Matrix movie and not having that amazing vocal performance from Hugo. You don't need to see him.
No.
It's just dead.
I think we did get a glimpse of him in that trailer, John, in the mirror, the reflection.
I think that was him. That forehead's it's unreplicable. Is that even the right word? I don't know. I'm getting into Blade Runner now. Unreplicable. It's irreplaceable. I don't know what I was thinking about there. I thought about something irreplaceable come in. I thought of a song there. I don't know if there is a song irreplaceable. I'm sure there is. With some whiny little bitch and Zoomer on TikTok singing about irreplaceable. Yeah, I'm going to have to the Zoomers. Come at me, bitches. Fucking come for our skinny jeans. Come for our avocado or Harry Potter. We ain't going to fuck yourself. TikTok shit. Get it up, east. But we're digressing. That note, I'm going to round the show.
By the way, folks, Movie Burner Entertainment has a TikTok channel that you can go and follow.
Listen, I go on TikTok from time to time and I lose hours of my life. Just sit and watch it and the dancing and all the crazy shit. But
some of it is funny, John.
Not very often.
Yeah.
It's not for my generation. But I digress. We're going to round the shop on that note. What's your thoughts on that headline topic? Do you think that Dr. Stephen Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, who picks and chooses when he wants to actually interfere with events, wink wink, Kevin, you bastard, not putting him in WandaVision, should have been in there, made a fool of me. Do you think he could lead the Avengers moving forward in this new phase of storytelling? What do you make about that nanny Telegu actors' comments about the cinematic experience being missing? At least in India anyway. There's no whistling, there's no cheering, there is no communal experience. You can share your thoughts down below if you've got anything to say about that as well. What do you make about the Wachowski remarks we just spoke about there? Discussing the motivations for bringing back Neo and Trinity. And finally, what was the other topic we spoke about? The one that I put in. Hawkeye. What do you make about Hawkeye? That trailer dropping. I always have to think, Steve. Now, I can remember fucking topics I spoke about 2 weeks ago. But when I'm put in front of a camera and I'm speaking, something I just spoke about 5 minutes ago, I fucking forget it. I'm like, speaking about amnesic moments in that Matrix trailer. Amnesic in this fucking show from me. The rotted aspartame, or whatever the fuck you call it, brain of a Coke Zero addict. And it's coming to its bearing fruits now. But I digress. What's your thoughts on that Hawkeye trailer? What do you make about Kate Bishop being introduced into the MCU? Is Clint Barton going to bite the bullet? At the end of this, is Yelena, the little bastard, going to kill him off? I like Florence Pugh and I like Yelena. I don't know why I'm saying that. But you can comment below if you get anything to say about any of those topics. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and hit the follow button over on Twitch if you want to see more content like this in the future. And if you do, you'll see me here on my Todd tomorrow, speaking about fuck knows what, whatever I find, an hour and a half before the show.
The real rejects.
Yes, the real rejects. I'll probably do a topic on them. Why they're a bunch of fucking
lovely guys.
Bunch of lovely guys, yes. Piranhas. Bye guys.